Wednesday, March 22nd, and I have a very special show today. I've got a very special guest in the building. I've got the owners of Roots Hair and Beauty in the building, Sam, Ryan Tisdale. Good morning, guys.
Good morning. Good morning.
Wonderful. So happy that you all came. Y'all are matching. Y'all always match. Is this a
It's he got the memo this morning.
okay? Then y'all are playing it.
No,
It looks good.
it happens that way though.
Period. Big period.
Everyone says we sound the same as well.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, there are a lot of similarities. A lot of similarities. So I know who you guys are, and I feel like the city knows who you are. But for those people that don't know, like tell us a little bit about yourselves. Like, who are you? You know, where are you from?
Yeah, of course. So we're from Kansas City. So we're raised. We came to Tennessee at a mid-age, teenage age. Started a few businesses. Started with a clothing business. But before that, actually did business. We've been doing business since we were teenagers. Before teenagers.
Yeah.
However, right now we're the owners of Roots Hair and Beauty, Chattanooga, Tennessee. I give them a shout out. We are in Nashville, Chattanooga, Atlanta, and we are a full Black-owned beauty supply business. Yeah.
Okay, then I really like it. You know, this. I feel like the past like 5 years has really been this big buy black kind of movement. But when you think about roots, you don't just think about black. You just think about greatness. You know, at least for me. You know what I mean? Because you all are doing so much. Because you started with one store. Okay, so I have to give my little background because I used to work for these guys.
Yep.
Okay, and they've always been just very empowering and very like motivational, and just had a sense for excellence. And so you all started with one roots, and so now how many stores y'all got now?
So essentially, there's four stores. One of them is being remodeled, but four stores.
Okay, so Chattanooga, and then there's one in Nashville.
Two in Chattanooga, one in Nashville, one in Atlanta. Really, 20 minutes outside of Atlanta.
Okay,
Fayetteville, Georgia. It's about 20-minute drive from the city.
Yeah.
okay, that's beautiful. Ryan, what do you do?
For the company,
You tell Sam when he's messing up. Tell the truth.
we balance each other out. Yeah. I'm kind of the guy behind the scenes, making sure we get a little bit more of that structure and just kind of bounce ideas off of each other. I was first brought on back in 2018, and just kind of helping with the strategy and expansion of the business, and we kind of flown from there.
So what was that conversation like? You're like, hey, bro, this thing is bigger than I thought it was going to be right now. I need you.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's exactly how it went down. So I told him that, and I tell everyone this, that Roots, became more than myself. It grew bigger than who I am as an individual. So Roots now belongs to the community, to the people. And yeah, it was beyond my ability to do it by myself. So I needed the one person that I trust the most with business to help me out with it.
Absolutely. Because Tisdale's was a household name and now it's Roots. I mean, how does it feel to just be able to rebrand yourself and stay current in an economy that just changes? You never know. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's definitely hard right now, but with the support of our people, nothing's impossible.
Period. I love to hear it. So I just wanted to talk about some best practices, for people because my show is about people that maybe want to go into business or maybe people have had some failed business plans. Like, what's your morning routine? And we'll go with either one of you can go first. Like, what time do you wake up? What do you do first? Like, what's your routine?
I'll let Ryan start with that. However, I would like to say this. The basis of your show is perfect for what we are doing. So for anyone who's listening for the first time or who doesn't know anything about Roots Hair and Beauty, just to let you know, we are going to make it possible for everyone out there, doesn't matter where you are, in America, Africa, Europe, to own and operate your own Black beauty supply business.
Hold on, wait a minute. So people can like what is this, like franchise? Or they can
It's essentially, but however, we want them to be able to open their own name. We're going to give them all the success that we've used to be successful.
this kind of like free game.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. And later on in the show, we'll kind of get down to the meat and potatoes on why we're doing it and
Okay.
why it's necessary for us to take this industry.
Oh, okay. You all are getting these are jewels. So make sure you're tapping in, make sure you're liking and sharing. And make sure to follow Roots Hair Beauty on Facebook, TikTok, IG,
Yep. Yeah,
YouTube.
absolutely.
So, Ryan, what time you wake up in the morning?
I'm up every morning between 5 and 6:30.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm an early bird. A lot of people, afternoon when they're waking up. But I would say it really doesn't matter. It depends on your industry, what you need to do. But what I've found to be successful is having a structured schedule with flexibility worked into the fabric. Everyone needs to have some adaptability, especially dealing with the environment that we're in. And so, outside of emergencies, you stick to your schedule, work with what you have planned, and then the things that come in between, you work them in, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what about you?
Well, for me, I always have a plan. Always plan my day before. So always have a goal and a plan. My my newly wife over here, which you all can see, she always asks, "Hey, what's the plan for tomorrow?" I always let her know what we're doing. So number one, I like to pre-plan the day before, so I know how the day's going to go. And I set my days in maybe 3 or 4 sections. So in the morning. Hey, we're going to the warehouse. We're going to knock out this, and that. We're going to the stores. We're going to have meetings. We're going to look at inventory. We're going to talk to some customers. We're going to do this, and that. But every day is structured. So I will go with a daily structure, and that will lead to a weekly structure, and that leads to a monthly, and to a yearly, and then basically you end up with a 10-year plan.
You guys are so organized. And one thing I really admire about you all is that you're so personable. Because like when people are doing good and successful, they're kind of like unapproachable. But I feel like it's not strange to walk into a Roots and see one of you guys and actually like interacting with customers, like doing the work. And I think that's one thing that I always admire about you all is that you weren't the type of manager that was like, this is what I need you to do. I'm going to be back here eating pizza and on the phone. You're like, okay, we're opening up these boxes. We're opening up together.
Exactly.
And then we were kind of like shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah, I barely got my paycheck. I'm like, Sam, you just keep my check this week. I done got shoes and jeans, but it was always a safe haven, and you really poured into our lives, always there to listen. And you can really tell when people just really care. You know what I mean?
Yep, absolutely. And we do care. So I think it's important. So let's go back to your original question, some best practices for business. And that's one of them. Compassion is important. If you're going to own a business, of course, you're going to be in it for profit because you won't be able to make it without it. However, you got to have compassion for your customers and for your people. So don't be that person who only cares about the dollar because you eventually will lose. You do want to put love, care, and compassion into your business.
And make a few dollars.
Of
Let's
course,
go.
profit. You have to have your profit, and you always got to put God first. Let God hover over your business first.
Exactly. Well, yeah, I mean, and I stroll on Facebook a lot, and I see a lot of people, talking about, not being able to get their customer base the way they want them, or just poor marketing. I was talking to my friend the other day, 'cause even with marketing for you all coming and for other shows, I'm like, people don't realize the marketing is like the most important. You can't get tired of it. Like constantly sharing, constantly just making sure that you're putting your brand out there. And I feel like a lot of people just miss that piece. How do you all stay motivated when you feel like you're not reaching that goal as far as outreach?
Um, I would say same as a very effective marketer. I actually have a bachelor's degree in marketing, and I feel as if he has a much better grasp of it than I did. He's really good at it. Like the market, the key there is adaptability and change. So figuring out, what paths, what avenues work well, what no longer works well, what new paths will be coming to the future, such as social media now, and that's what has made our marketing campaign so successful.
Yeah. So if someone is losing their customer base, I always like to go back to the to the beginning, and that is customers. If the customers are happy, the word of mouth will always be king. It'll always be your number one tool for marketing. The customer is happy, they're going to tell their friend, they're going to tell their mother, they're going to come back in with 2, 3 more people. So go back to the roots, make every single customer happy, whether you're getting 10 customers a day or you're getting 1,000 customers a day, make them happy. And therefore that will quadruple your sales and your people coming in and out. That's number one. That's the first start. And then, as far as basic marketing goes, obviously everything matters. Where you place your stuff. Yeah, I like to talk about beauty supplies because in our industry, we're used to, I would say, the Koreans, they just kind of put stuff out on the floor in boxes, and you kind of scrub through them and get what you want.
Yeah.
I think it's important that you present your product to the customer in a very professional way. So I'm someone who doesn't like my food all clumped together
Yeah.
when I go somewhere,
I like
and
my
and
stuff spaced out.
and if I'm going to pay for it, that's what this is all about. You're a paying customer. Yeah, I want a nice presentation. If I'm going to go out and spend money on cooked food, I want the whole deal. And same thing, no matter what you're selling, presentation is important. That's also marketing. Outside of that, radio is actually really good. Billboards and 2023, social media has changed. So now it's about creating and entertaining your employees. I mean, yeah, your employees, your customers. So you have to become your own brand in 2023.
Sam, it seems like I feel like I'm going back. How long ago was it? About t 12, 13 years ago when I met you? And you've always preached the same thing: customers, customers, customers.
Absolutely, customers is always number one. It's always number one. You can't get past it. I don't care what business you have.
And I was telling Sam before we got on the air, I was like, I really have to credit my sales approach and just my because customer service is really number one. And then the sales is just like the aftermath. This is the goal is to have the sale. But I remember you being like, when a lady walks in here, you should be able to tell what size shirt she wears, what kind of shoes she likes. All those things mattered. And you didn't think that you were learning things that would matter. But now when I go, even when I'm doing Medicare, I already know what product they're going to be interested in. I can already tell, like, and every time I talk to a different client, I tailor that that presentation to what's going to make them more comfortable. And it's just like learning those little, just how to read people.
Absolutely, that's important. You want to know your customer. So whatever you're selling, it's extremely important that you know your customer. What's the point of opening that business if you don't know them? You can't offer them anything if you don't know them. So, yeah, back in the clothing business, yeah, we'll always teach and train. When they walk in, do all the work for them.
Yeah.
Give them an experience. It's all about an experience. Customer experience, customer service goes one together. So you can't do one without the other.
And I can imagine that that's the same values over at Roots Hair
Absolutely,
Beauty.
absolutely. Yep.
Well, I think my DJ might have a song for us. And the phone
Go
lines are over.
DJ.
Go DJ, that's my DJ. And the phone lines are over. So if you all want to call in and just say good morning to these wonderful gentlemen, the phone number is 423-713-7614. And yeah, shop at Roots Hair and Beauty. I need some gel or some bobby pins or something.
Well, it's funny. I got to brought you some gifts.
Well, yeah, we're gonna give my gifts out too. I like gifts.
All right. So we
Well,
might
hold on.
actually have some gel in there. I don't know.
That's gonna be absolutely splendid.
Yeah.
All right, Chattanooga. Didn't y'all love that song? Is my mic on? I don't like when people mess my stuff up. Oh, okay, you can hear me? Okay, because Music Soul Child just puts me in the okay. I like to hear the feedback, okay? Period. So what about those kids?
Testing 1, 2, 3. All right. So anyone who's tuning in, um, we were just talking about coming live, and obviously, number one, thank you for letting us on the show.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate it, and I am proud of you. This is a black radio station for anyone who doesn't know. Uh, and would you like to what's the for our what's
Yes.
the name of the radio?
This is the PTP, People's Choice Radio. So
Awesome.
it is a black owned, 100% nonprofit station. And so it's all about, black power, black empowerment, something for us guys, like
For us. And so what we're going to be doing today with Roots Hair Beauty is talking to all, just doing an interview. But this is most for our viewers. If anyone out there who wants to own their own black beauty supply, we're going to do that for you. We're going to show you how to do it. We're going to give you everything you need to do so, and give you all the tips and resources that we use to become successful. But right before we took a break, I told you about the gift.
girls like gifts.
Yeah, so we got your 2 bags of gifts.
I like bags of gifts.
So, Roots bag. What was the other one?
You spoiled me. Okay, y'all, Sam has spoiled me since day one. And I'm so grateful that I met you all
Yeah,
and then been loyal. It's the most loyal. I see bubbles. Is it bubbles? I need some bubbles. See, this is why I love. Hey, shout out to Roots, okay? Y'all see the bundle? Oh, this is the curly hair. I'm on those same regular little clothes, little wet wavy. Oh, okay, yes,
All right. Got you some brain gel.
yes.
Good
Kiosha, Key Camp. She does my braids. I got some braids. So I'll be dropping that off.
And there's some more goodies in there for you.
Mm-hmm.
And also get you a logo
Not a hoodie.
hoodie.
Oh, y'all showed out. Oh, wow.
Roots Hair Beauty.
I love that.
Swan on the back.
Period.
Yeah.
So are y'all selling these?
We do. Most of them in our own store. However, we have them in the other stores now.
I absolutely love it. Thank you so much. You're gonna make me cry here. Who's looking at this? Ryan Tisdale? No, it's not. He's like, no,
Collect.
But you know what? Every business I was talking about how you all complement each other so very well because you can't have one person that's gonna be like me. I'd be like, hey, here, take all this stuff. You can have it. You gotta have somebody that's keeping up with your bottom dollar too. And that's what I think makes you all so dynamic is that Ryan, you left. I'm right, Ryan be like, okay, there was $10 you gave away, Sam. And then the bottle Brazilian bird. I'm just saying though, but that's what makes it work because you need both. I need if anybody want to be my partner, I'm looking for somebody.
It's like Pinky and Brain.
Right, okay, so who's Pinky and who's the Brain?
We're both Brain, but it's similar dynamic.
Okay, I guess you all have to look. Shout out to my Facebook page. Hey, y'all better get over the root. Y'all ain't going. What's that new place? USB.
I don't know.
Oh,
we ain't gonna speak
on that, but y'all don't know nowhere that's coming through like this. Okay, I got me a hoodie. You'll feel me, and I'm gonna put my inches in. You'll feel me, and I'm gonna take the kids to the beach. I'm gonna step daddy.
That's fine. Yeah.
Okay, so let's get into the business opportunities for our listeners and for our viewers.
Absolutely. Yeah. So number one, we are. Let's get into why we're doing it.
Okay, why?
We're just telling how to do it. So going live with this, I'm going to speak freely.
Hey, you know what? It's not even my show anymore. I don't even care. I've got hair and a hoodie. You go.
All right. So a lot of people don't know, why there's less than 1% owned black-owned beauty supplies in the world. I'm gonna let you know why. Number one, you have Koreans. And first off, I gotta say this. I'm all about everyone. So I'm not about singling out races or anything of that nature. I love all God's people, and that's who we are. No one can help the way they're born. However, this is about putting wealth and generational wealth back into the Black community where money is being taken out of and not being recycled back in. So this is what this is about. This is not about race. This is about simply taking wealth and putting it back into the hands that is spending it. All right, so you have on top Korean distributors. I'm sorry, Korean manufacturers. So they manufacture everything overseas. That's brought over here and then is held by Korean distributors. The distributors then sell for the last 35 years or so to Asian retail stores. And then who buys the product? Who's the consumer? Well, it's us. It's mostly Black women.
Mhm.
And so when you really think about it, you have Black women. That's the majority consumer who's supporting an entire hierarchy. So you have the retailers, the distributors, and the manufacturers. So all of that money goes back to their country, and none of that is coming back to America. And absolutely zero of it is coming back to the community that actually spends the money. So that's number one. Anything you'd like to add to that?
Yeah. So as we were engineering this concept that we're going to share with you here shortly, um, we were thinking about all the feedback we received over the years. Customers wanting us to open up stores in various cities, customers wanting in on the company, and we, don't have a publicly traded company to where they can purchase stock, for example. So we've been trying to figure out how we can incorporate all this feedback and do it in a way that would empower people. Um, all along while navigating this, we've been dealing with tolerating the say the industry abuse, from the powers that be that hold the current market. And so the strategy that we come up with right now is a good way to get back to the community and help overtake the industry and the fastest way possible. So we show you all how to do this. Everyone can win. Everyone can win. It's teamwork.
Yeah, and not trying to be politically correct, but that's going to be Ryan there.
I was gonna say Ryan for president, doggone it.
Yeah. And so part two of why was 1%, less than 1% Black owned beauty supply in the world. So number one, it's Korean domination from manufacturing all the way to retail. Number two, what most people are not aware of is something called the Korean Beauty Supply Association.
You're not gonna get my car key talking all this stuff on here today.
I can't promise you anything, because it is mafia style.
Okay.
There have been some crazy stories in the past.
Absolutely. So, long story short, without try to stay politically correct, those associations. Number one, to be a part of that association, you have to be Korean. That's number one. Number two, you have to agree on set pricing. And number three, if there's anyone that comes into the industry, whether it's Nashville, Atlanta, Birmingham, New York, doesn't matter, that association will come together and target an individual store to put them out of business. Now, when a Black person tries to open a beauty supply, they will team up with other states to 100% eliminate that person. And most times they win, they're successful by doing one thing. Their first strike always knocks out most Black-owned beauty supply stores. And that is, all right, let's team up together. Let's tell the manufacturers, if you sell to this store, none of us will buy your product anymore. So then that company will lose market share, and they don't want that. However, we're here to change that, and we personally have changed that for the market.
Y'all, you are not going to get this kind of information anywhere else. These guys are literally broken down the barriers for this, And I can only imagine what you all have been through over the years while people just thinking, oh, I'm gonna go to Roots. You're not supporting just going in there buying something. You're supporting people that are changing the game so that we can have a piece of advice, so we can have a seat at the table. And then you all are sharing this,
Yep.
you know, it's insane. Go ahead, please continue.
Good. And now there's one last thing is the Middle East, and again, I'm all about all people. However,
Kick him under the chair, Ryan. Go ahead. I've been kicking you.
yes, my foot's on fire over here. Yeah, but the Middle Eastern. So what's happening now is you're going to start seeing more and more Middle Eastern stores pop up. So they also want a piece of this market. My entire point today is why are we giving up our market? Why are we doing this? The power is in our hands. We are the only consumer, period. So we can take this entire market and put it in our hands and take that wealth and put it in our communities. That's what needs to happen. And that's what we're here to do.
Facts. Go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah, and what I found also is it's a little bit of education. So people not understanding economies of scale or economics in general can sometimes lead to consumption issues. So, for example, I want to go buy a product, Dollar General or a foreign-owned entity has that product I'm looking for 50 cents cheaper than the black-owned store. And it doesn't matter what industry you're in at that point, just understanding the economics of how that dollar being spent affects the entire community, but more importantly, yourself. So by spending that dollar at Dollar General, they are in the community at least, but it's going back to that corporation. They do a lot to help out with the local communities or the specific demographics in that area. The foreign-owned entity is certainly not doing it at all. Every dollar they get, they're sending back to their families at home and building an enormous generational wealth. And so understanding, again, we have to support each other. It's a team effort. By supporting the Black business, even if it is 50 cents more, you understand that 50 cents makes a massive difference when it comes to your community and ultimately to yourself. You're building that path for yourself and your children to come down, especially when you're dealing with entrepreneurs such as Sam and I. And so I don't know how much the viewers or about what we do in the community, but we.
Oh, I know. If I ever need a chick, I know you would tell first because you all do so much and stuff that you all. And one thing, you all are so humble because you all are like on Facebook, like, "Hey, I'm signing this check." I don't think people understand the magnitude of you all staying here because you could have up and moved somewhere a long time ago. But you all do so much in the community.
Yep, and we don't put it out there what we do for the community because we don't do it for views or anything of that nature. But at this point, us having our own beauty supply stores across America, across the countries, we do more for the community in a year than all of the other beauty supply stores in our area has done in 35 years combined.
Can you say that one more time for the people in the back? Y'all make sure y'all hear this part. Roots has done more in our community in 1 year, 12 months, than these other stores have done in their entire existence. And that's major. That's huge.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And so some of the other initiatives we do, so aside from giving back to churches and schools, nonprofits and things, local entrepreneurs need help. We have a mentor program. They need guidance. They have questions, how to get started, whatever. We provide that, and it was free of charge. Companies that are related to the beauty supply industry, you want to launch a conditioner, or you want to do a hair growth, whatever it may be, we work with you. We've got several local entrepreneurs that we've helped build up and place their products in our stores. I don't know of any of the foreign-owned entities that have done that.
Mariah McKenzie oil, had to give a shout out for you.
And actually,
Inches hair growth.
Inches hair growth, absolutely.
And actually, when you go in some of these other beauty supplies, heck, they got the metal detectors on the doggone tweezers.
Yep.
I'm like, my goodness. It's almost, we should actually feel disrespected to even shop in those places.
And that's a big part of our offering. Like Sam said, with the presentation, how you like this meal, all those things. When he first ventured into this, he wanted to give our people something different than what they were used to. Treat them with dignity and respect. Do we have people stealing from us? Unfortunately, yes, and it's our own people sometimes, but we're going to err on the side that you should still be treated with that dignity and respect, and that that's going to be the minority instead of treating as a majority and locking everything up. You can't go to some WalMarts without having the predominantly African American used products locked up behind a case, and the other products not locked up in the case.
Yeah, and I always say this, and I want to make this clear for everyone that I don't care how much stuff is out there. I know the majority of our customers don't steal. Absolutely. So it's only a small percent. And in no way on earth I would treat our prized customers as if they're the bad apples for a small percent.
Roots for president, doggone it. I mean, these guys are so freaking awesome. It makes a difference. It makes a big difference. So, okay, so with this initiative, is there like an application process? Should they go to your website? Like, how does one
Yeah,
take
I
it?
mean, so we got everything set up. So first off, we launched this on TikTok, and we had a really good response. So now we we had to change the format. So originally, we was going to give we had a packet for everyone. Everyone demanded courses. They wanted us to teach course by course. So now we're offering courses.
So it's like a school.
Absolutely.
So is there like a tuition associated with this?
Yeah. It was $900 when we first launched it. That's gone now. Now it's $1,500. And
For sure.
but with that, you get everything you need. You're going to get your inventory, which I like to start off with because inventory is going to be one of the hardest hurdles to jump. We're already did all your hard work for you. We've already laid out a path for everyone to walk. So things like braiding hair, crochet hair, bundles, your own branding, like these Roots boxes right here. So these are we do our own wigs, our own bundles. We have our own company shirts for our employees, for ourselves, like Superman over here.
Okay.
And we also have our own clothing. But outside of that, you're looking at your major brands like Mael, um, Ite, She's Bomb. We're going to be able to get you access to everything you possibly would need to have your inventory 100% stacked. Um, Grand openings, website. If you want to do same day delivery, let's say you're someone who doesn't have a lot of capital up front. Well, get a van, and we're going to also show you how to do same day delivery. So all you need is the product that you want to sell, and you'll be able to set up a website where customers order from, and you deliver it right to their business
Wow.
or home. If you don't if you don't have a lot of capital, if you want to do a website from your home and ship from the garage, you can do so. What we recommend, however, is to do a full beauty supply business and do it all. Do same day delivery, do website, do in-store customers, do the entire shebang.
And the logical question that's probably popping up on the viewers' minds, everyone else's minds, would be, why are you doing this? Why are you creating competition for yourself? And again, I just want to make sure I address that. We don't do that as competition. We're all in this together. This is part of that teamwork aspect. Envision rock climbing, going up. I'm helping pull you up now. Maybe you're going to take off with this because you have different resources, access to different things than Sam and I have. And as you get up there, then you pull us up. Who knows where this may end, right? But the number one thing that we need to do so that all of us can win is take the industry, get it out of those hands, and place it into the hands of the normal consumer.
Yep. So the main goal here is for the consumer to have ownership. With that ownership, we will slowly be able to take this industry, reform it, and actually do our own manufacturing, do our own distributing, do our own retail. We're going to start with the retail first, and keep that money right here. So we're talking about a multi-billion-dollar industry, and all that money is gone. We're giving the money right now. We're making it a multi-billion-dollar industry. We're literally taking the money out of our pocket. Here you go. Goodbye. We'll never see it again. That's what we're changing. We want to change that right now, and we would like to see a black-owned beauty supply store in every city and state across America.
It's really ironic that you all are bringing this opportunity because that's one of the things. Like when I'm talking to people one on one, I said we are the only community that has not learned. It's like living in a house. We're all in a house together, and it's like I'm staying in your pocket and you're staying in my pocket. So we're not going across the street to get money out of our neighbors and bring it back home.
Right.
And that's one thing that has made us fail as a culture is that we haven't understand the importance of getting out of each other's back pockets. Because I'm going to get my hair done by somebody that looks like me.
Mhm.
So she's in my pocket. And then we're overcharging each other so we keep up with the Jones. You know?
Absolutely.
So now is the time for you all to take full advantage of this. This is an unheard of opportunity. Nobody is allowing you into the game. Most people want to and we got to get away from this interracial like gatekeeping stuff that I hate. When people are like, "Well, I only want to keep you right here. I don't want you to surpass me." These guys are not intimidated. They want to help. They want to teach you, and so now you can take advantage of learning how to have your own beauty supply store for a very small fee. I mean, because that is peanut. I mean, you're gonna spend more than that.
Absolutely. You will. I mean, honestly, this is gold. This is 100% gold. If you take that opportunity and you do the same steps that we take it, you're set. Period. And anyone who believes that black people won't support black people, that's false. We're living proof that that's false. And I can give you 1,000 other businesses that tells you that's false. Especially in the supply industry, when you're black and you give them standards, give them what they expect, and treat them the way they want to be treated, they're not going to go to anyone else. They're going to go to your business, and that's what we want. That's what we're going to teach you how to do.
All right, Chattanooga. I think I got one more song I can play. I got 10 minutes. I'm gonna let Sam and Ryan get people their water. I think Ryan probably got some tea in his mug. He fancy.
Coffee.
Is it coffee? Okay. But thank you all so much for tuning in. I'm so glad that you all came in today. So we're gonna play one last song and then, you know, we'll make sure everybody knows how to reach y'all so that they can take advantage of this wonderful opportunity.
Absolutely. We're still live on Facebook, so anyone out there, just bear with us for a little bit, and thank you for tuning in.
you so much for tuning in. So we're going to use the rest of this time for Sam and Ryan to let you all know how to take advantage, how to tap in, and all that kind of good stuff. So
Yep. All right. So back in. So obviously, we're talking about owning your own black-owned beauty supply business, and we got everything set up for you, everything mapped out for you to be successful. This is, in my personal opinion, one in a lifetime opportunity. I don't know anyone out there who's willing to do this, but we're doing it because we want this entire market to change. We want that wealth back into our communities. So the first place and your first step you want to take is go to a website called Yes We Can blackownedbeautysupply.com. That's Yes We Can blackownedbeautysupply.com. All right. So once you're there, you'll want to go to you can just read the information on that page, and then you can click on purchase or more information, and from there you have options for a course. And with that course, you're going to be able to learn everything you need. Our first two courses are already booked completely. So I think we're looking at August 15th as our next course. You want to do it now if you want to be a part of the August 15th course. This will obviously be gone extremely fast. We're only going to do so many more courses. Um, so once you're there, you have options for a payment plan. It's $1,500. You can do a payment plan, or you can pay it upright. Paying it up front is 1,500. If you do a payment plan, I think it's a cup, maybe like a $200 more, something of that nature. But from there, you get a video, intro video, and then you'll wait for the August 15th course to come, and you'll get everything you need, every single thing you need to be successful.
and what's the website again?
Yes, we can. Blackownedbeautysupply.com.
It's a movement. It's the Black owned beauty supply takeover for me.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Change the world.
I mean, I'm just saying though, one bundle at a
I
time.
like it.
Well, again, I cannot thank you all enough for gracing my show today. It was such a privilege to have you all here. And yeah, I just love you guys. So happy.
And if it's okay, I like to end with some best practices.
Yes, do it.
So no matter what business you have out there, it doesn't matter. If you have a business, number one, put your customers first. Put your customers first. They're above everything. So I tell everyone that works for me, all our team members, I tell everyone that I am not the boss. I may be the owner, but I am not the boss. The boss is 100% the customer. That's number one. Number two, you got to have your standards. So if you're going to open at 8 a.m., close at 7 p.m., do so every single time. You make your product nice and presentable. Your presentation is extremely important. You don't just slop your food on the table and put boxes for people to take the product. You want to make everything nice and neat and say, "Hey, I care about it." And don't forget, we're customers. I'm a customer to your business, and you're a customer to my business. We have standards. So if I go somewhere, I expect to have a certain level of customer service. Give that to your customer every single time, no matter what. Product, pricing, all these things matter. If your price is $20 higher than the competition, you're going to lose. Unfortunately, if you're getting at a higher price, you're still going to have to cut that price no matter what. You're going to have to be competitive. So being competitive is also extremely important. Marketing, getting your name out there is going to start with word of mouth. Make the customers happy, and they're going to tell their friends and family. Radio, billboards, TikTok, social media. But in 2023, as I said earlier in the show, you have to be your own brand now in 2023. You have to be your company. So those are some of the things I want to mention, and also have goals. If you don't have a goal, you're not going to be successful. I can tell you that now. And with Roots, I studied the business for 5 years prior to open them doors. So I had a 10-year goal from the beginning, and I recommend that you have at least a 3 to 5 year goal if you're going to open a business. And honestly, even outside of life itself, I recommend having goals in general, even if you're not a businessman or a businesswoman. Goals are important, and putting God first will always be the most important thing out there. I'm talking to poor camera, so I'm not looking at you directly. Forgive me. Anything you like to add for best practices?
Um, Learning, making sure you're learning, and not learning in a traditional sense. People view failure as a one shop stop there, and they're done. There's no such thing as failure when it comes to business from my perspective. It's just an opportunity to learn. If you are not learning from those opportunities, then it could be categorized as a failure. So when I say learning, make sure you're learning every time something goes wrong. We need to be course correcting, learning from those mistakes. There's no such thing as a mistake unless we're repeating it and not learning from it, right? So as you're venturing into this business or whatever business you're doing, making sure that you're always learning, treating things such.
And I don't know how much more time do we have? 5 minutes. So really quickly. So um, really quickly, I want to talk one last time about what you will get with your course. Okay, so number one is inventory. You're going to be able to get your crochet hair, braiding hair, human hair, bundles, your own brands. We do our own wigs. So you'll be able to do other wigs as well. Um, your products. So edge controls, She's Bomb, Mael, natural hair products, relaxers. Even though we don't really promote relaxers, we have products called Ite, homo treatment, stuff of that nature. But whatever you want, we have it all. You will be able to access every single thing you need for inventory. Branding, also being able to do a grand opening, location. Um, we were able to even guide you in the right direction for financing, uh, as well as small things like how to hire people, how to maintain your staff, how to make your team happy, customer service, pricing, marketing, the works. What am I missing in that?
I think you've touched on it quite a bit, but also getting our ins and outs on the customer service aspect, going into great detail on how you do what you do and how it's made the business a success. Um,
Licensing. I want to make it clear that if you never owned a business before in your entire life, you're going to know how after you do this course. That's number one. If you're already a business individual, then you're going to have the resources and tools that we use to be successful, things that you didn't have access to before. So either way, whether you're coming in from the very beginning or you're coming in, hey, I want to be in the beauty supply industry. How do I do so? We're going to be able to get that for you.
and I think very important to emphasize the path that you have created specifically because a lot of people tried to get into this industry and failed. It's it's beyond difficult to tell you the truth, but what we're offering here is the opportunity for you to be able to piggyback off of the research and work that we have established and follow that path to success.
Absolutely.
To share your platform. And it's not to take it lightly. That's just like Beyonce saying, hey, dog, you want to sing happy birthday? Come do it on my stage. And then I sing his birthday and everybody loves me. I mean, it's remarkable.
We're about to change the world, guys. We need your help to do so. But the world's about to change.
Roots for president. I feel like this is like a political campaign. It's so awesome. You like join me.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, it's a movement, y'all. Jump on the movement. If you're not following Roots Hair Beauty, go do so right now on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter. Are y'all on Twitter?
We're not on Twitter. We
Okay,
are on TikTok is our number one platform they like to use now. And of course, we use Instagram, Facebook, and we do have YouTube as well. But we're extremely active in TikTok. We believe that we are able to reach the people easier and more volumes on TikTok.
Are there any dancing TikToks on there? Any other challenges yet?
None of us, but our team, absolutely.
I challenge you both to do one of those dance offs.
Yeah,
Look at Ryan.
that's right. We do have we're on all the TikToks. We do have one where we're doing some things, but
I'm gonna
yeah,
and I
I
would
forgot
check
the name of that challenge was, but yeah, it was something like
it's
that.
out. Okay.
we're just professional. I mean,
I know both of you all, but you all like to have a good time.
sure, absolutely.
So
Yeah,
hey.
so gotta live your life.
Well, that's our time for today. So you all tap in if you have questions or if you forget or whatever, you all can always inbox me, reach out to me, and I'll plug you in contact with them or send you to their page. But yeah, Chattanooga, that's my time for today.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for letting us be a part of the
Thank
show.
you, Sam. Thank you, Brian.
Thanks for having me.